Blow again, choose. We can get 199 gold mango. Or we can keep that money. And go to a shop. Ooh. Why, hello there. Act boss is the Guardian. See. There's also 3 elites here, although that first elite is a bit of a doozy. I could see start with 99, start with the 14 max health into going this way. There's also the route that hits a shop. Let's call it this one. You get 2 elites, a shop with 189 gold. So you can buy a relic. And then there's an option to fight the Burning Elite if you do that as well. You'd have to get pretty strong from the shop. But, for example, Brimstone would let you do the elite here. Just as a quick example. There's a few other relics that would work as well. You get less money when minions run away. There's never any problem for minions fleeing. The only time you'll ever be penalized is if one of the thieves runs away with your money. Mr. Baconudo says, I checked the game code. Seems to keep putting minus 10% every time you get a potion, even if you have White Beast statue. So your potion chance if you remove the White Beast would probably be very low. Be hilarious. A favorite run that I've played outside of something obvious like the Necronomicon run and the Blasphemy Vault incident, also one of my most favorite runs. What else have I really, really, really enjoyed? Sort of core Spire memory. This was never streamed, but the first time I ever tried using Searing Blow in Slay the Spire. I think many in chat know my love of Searing Blow, but it comes from the original early access, way before Ascensions were even a thing. I checked out the card. I was like, okay, let's see what happens if I upgrade this card at every opportunity. And I think I got something like plus 17 or a truly ridiculous upgrade count in that run. And I was able to one-shot the final boss. And I forever loved the card after that. Oh no, the new plays. Hope the doggo is safe and comfy now. Time to chill out. Not sure how easy this elite would be. Like, do we actually make it through this even with an additional 14 max health? I'm not 100% sure. But that's what I'm wondering here, is if we take the max health, I would go 4 combats, 1 event here to prepare for the elite. Is that's pretty good, right? We essentially get a rare relic of max health, and then we get 4 more relics of the act. Whereas if we take the money, we'll get 1, 2, 3, 4 relics. Maybe 1 more if we can take on the Burning Elite. Can you get a lose max health, gain max health Meow bonus? No. Likewise, you can't have lose all gold, gain 250 gold. So Axon says, I've just hit Ascension 18 and I've started struggling with Act 2, as we all do. Any tips not to get shipped at too quickly? Act 2 is quite hard to block, especially with all the frail that goes around. So things that can help are having upgraded block cards. You don't often see me do this on screen, but it can easily be worth it going into Act 2 to upgrade one of your decent block cards. Upgrade a Shrug or a True Grit on Ironclad. Upgrade a leg sweep or a backflip or your Survivor on Silent. Upgrade a leap or a charge battery or an equilibrium on defect or an auto shields. And then Watcher has some pretty good block upgrades too. With just 1 or 2 upgraded block cards can make a really big difference in survivability, as can having access to weakness. Being able to make your opponents weak so that they do 25% less damage. And then the other thing is you need to be able to deal good damage. Act 2 is also, in many ways, a damage output check. And if you can deal 100 damage over 3 turns, you'll find that some of the big problems of Act 2 stop being a problem. The biggest threat that you have to prepare for in Act 2 specifically is the Chosen. Chosen is a persistent threat because they're always attacking you for a big number on turn 3, as well as slowing you down with debuffs, either making you vulnerable or weak, and also, of course, the Hex that adds statuses to the draw pile. If you can just burst down the Chosen in 3 turns, you'll make most of the fight very easy. Whereas if you have too many defensive skill cards, the Chosen, or too many scaling cards, the Chosen can really, really slap you very hard, and that can be a major problem in Act 2. Chosen is also present in both the easy and the hard pool, which means that there's no encounter in Act 2 that's safe from being a Chosen. And for some weird reason, Chosen is separately in the Act 2 hard pool encounter as 2 separate entities. The Chosen plus Cultist and the Chosen plus Bird, I think, are separate encounters, which means you can run into Chosen back-to-back in the hard pool of Act 2. Which is not true for most other enemies. You can't encounter the same enemy twice, but you can run into Chosen twice in a row. So you could even do back-to-back-to-back. The easy pool Chosen, then Chosen plus Bird, then Chosen plus Cultist, back-to-back-to-back. That's rude. Darklings you could also see back-to-back, because they're in the easy and the hard pool fight. Butner says, that's happened to me. The triple Chosen. With Cultist and Chosen, who should you prioritize? Usually I say you gotta kill the Cultist. Chosen's the tougher target, and ultimately the more threatening target, but if Chosen makes you vulnerable and that Cultist is still alive, you're just dead, is my experience. You just die. So, reassessing one more time our starting options here. I am kind of leaning towards the 100 gold. Being able to spend that on anything of our choosing is pretty powerful. And we do get an event before the shop, which feels good. I do wonder if this is a good spot for max health, but I'm going to take money here. Let's get going. First up, Jaworm. I'm going to go defend double strike here. We're not guaranteed to draw both strikes on this turn. Would have been slightly more damage if we bashed, but less damage if we missed the... Heck. This is already going poorly. Alright, Jawworm has let us past, I believe. Need 2 strikes here. We good, we good. Okay, I don't love how that went. However, we now get a choice of Combust, Sword Boomerang, and Warcry. I am a noted Sword Boomerang denier. Do not like the Boomerang much. However, Combust does pretty good work. 5 damage per turn to every enemy. And all we have to do is lose some piddly hit points. Who needs those? Not me. I like Combust as a way to press constant damage. And the fact that you hit yourself periodically with this can also be an upside with cards like Rupture or relics like Self-Forming Clay. We also get a relic out of the first question mark, as well as a little bit of money for the shop. We get an Ancient Tea Set. After visiting a rest site, start our next combat with 2 energy. That's a pretty good start. Definitely not the relic I was hoping for, but it'll help here and in the Guardian fight potentially as well. All right, so we have 241 gold going into this shop. There is no Brimstone here, but there is a Dark Embrace. There's also Clockwork Souvenir to give us an artifact to block a debuff, which can be very strong. And some half-decent potions. We could simply upgrade a couple cards with the Whetstone, upgrade 2 random attacks. I would probably buy Clothesline before I did that. Souvenir's pretty good against Gremlin Knob, that's true. Does the artifact work with Flex? Yes, it does. One of the better uses for it. We were just talking about Chosen. This helps against Chosen. We'll always wish we'd taken Dark Embrace. We could just go Dark Embrace Shockwave. And that's a perfectly cromulent, as they say, start. I am curious about the souvenir. Can we do Souvenir Embrace? I don't believe so, right? That'd be 239? Wait, yes, we can. Let me double check that. Yeah, Chet also says 239. So we can do Souvenir Dark Embrace. I do like that. I do like that a lot. I'm going to do that. I can't do Souvenir Shockwave. Could also do Remove Aura Potion. Explosive Potion might be the smart play, but I've got a Combust Plus. We'll be or, well, not Plus yet. I've got a Combust. We'll be fine. Excellent. And a dad joke for the crowd, courtesy of the wrong guy. Did you hear about the slime that became a stage performer? They always got a lot of oohs out of the crowd. No refunds. Swish shot. So, Double Defend takes 8. We could also do Strike, Strike, Combust, take 13. Probably go Defend, Defend, play the Combust. Ultimately, this is going to save us health in this fight. This is probably one of the nastiest fights in the easy pool, is facing Gray Slime, Green Slime. Both attacking turn 1, and the Gray Slime has too much health to be killed by 2 strikes. It's always a tough time. Do I come up with these jokes on the spot? Generally, yes. I improvise most of the humor. You're telling me I can't kill this one either. Wow. Rude. Very tough fight. Very costly fight. We need damage. It's a very early Searing Blow, but no. Souvenir against Lagavulin prevents the dexterity down. I think a Pommel Strike there. A little worried about the first elite currently, but not too worried. We got 2 more card rewards. Hopefully we'll get a potion. Really hope we'll get a potion. And I'm gonna need to play the Combust here. I'll pay the 1 health. Hopefully we're only losing 2 this fight, so we can gain a net of +4 here. Make it -3. Still positive, and we do get a potion, a cultist potion from a cultist. Suspicious. We also got a headbutt and an anger I like. Headbutt more with the Guardian as our rack boss. Hey there, Gamer Dudester. Happy to be here. And Mr. Pushtab, thanks for the Prime sub. Welcome to the Cozy Sub Club. We just captured that poor cultist's soul in the bottle. All right, we get to upgrade 1 card, and I think that 1 upgrade should be the Combust to make it 7 damage per turn, whether against a single target or multiple targets. That additional AoE is going to help immensely in the upcoming elite fights. We certainly did not get strong enough for me to consider the Burning Elite as an option here. Maybe if it's sentries, we could do okay, but I think realistically this goes very badly for us. Chezkak, thanks for the tier 1 sub. Welcome to the Cozy Sub Club. And ARQ with the Prime sub in the 8 months. No, I'm not considering the Burning Elite here. I don't think we got strong enough. We could maybe win this Elite fight, but then the regular fight and the second Elite afterwards would almost assuredly put us in the grave. Cornelia says, what's the difference between the Burning Elites and the regular Elites in terms of stats / difficulty? There's a bit of a clip that might not explain the actual mechanical difference. There are 4 different buffs that you can see on the enemies. They can get more max health, they can get strength, they can get regeneration, or they can get metallicize. The regeneration is a flat amount healed per turn. It doesn't decay like the player one does. And then the metallicize is just flat block per turn, which doesn't provide block notably on turn 1. The strength, metallicize, and regen scale in magnitude with the act that you're in. So regen is, I believe, 4, 5, 6, something like that. Metallicize is 3, 4, 5. Strength is 2, 3, 4. So that's to say this would be an elite that... and then max health is always 25%. These are all even chance. So this is 25% chance to be plus 25% max health, 25% chance to be plus 2 strength, 25% chance to be regeneration 4, and 25% chance to be... actually, no, it's metallicize 4. Maybe regeneration 5? I don't remember the exact numbers, apparently. Anyway, 25% chance of metallicize, 25% chance of regen. And that's independent of which elite it is. Sentries with any buff is really nasty, generally speaking. The ones that provide static buffs are often worse when there's more enemies on the field. Anyway, all of these things definitely make this fight quite a bit dangerous. In Act 1, it's not dramatically more dangerous. Maybe expect to pay 10 to 15 more health, usually, although there are certain matchups that can just be total disaster. For example, Lagavulin sapping you -2/-2 with each debuff. If that Lagavulin has regeneration or metallicize or max health, and it slows you down to the point where you get debuffed additional times, you can outright lose the fight, regardless of your deck, and regardless of how much health you have, because you simply fail to kill and get sapped down to nothing. So that can be a really pressing threat. Lagavulin with 144 max hit points is really, really scary. So for that reason, we are not going there. Cultist Potion would help in that specific matchup. But I would expect to lose, like, again, 40 hit points probably against a Super Lega. Here's a good fight for our Clockwork Souvenir. When killed, these enemies apply a debuff, the vulnerable debuff. I'm not going to be able to kill it next turn, huh? I was originally planning on just killing this one and headbutting Pummel Strike, but can't actually do 28 with the next hand, so we need to make sure I can kill this one. I'm going to defend and headbutt Pummel here. I should have just attacked that one first. Yeah. Didn't do this fight correctly. I think I could have saved 5 more health there. Oh well. Do I want a Bloodletting? Another self-harm card, this one gaining us energy. Or do I want an Iron Wave or Thunderclap? I don't see Bloodletting being very good at the moment. I guess Iron Wave is okay going into Guardian, and it's okay with the Cultist Potion. It's okay. I'll take an Iron Wave. I don't love it, but I'll take it. And let's see who our first elite is. It's Gremlin Knob with only 88 health, and we got Bash Headbutt turn 1. That might be good enough that I don't need to Cultist Potion here. We also don't become vulnerable, so having our Gremlin Ob fight last 4 turns is not that bad. Did not bottom deck our Bash. That's correct. Let's just go Bash Headbutt to start. I'm not convinced that I need the Cultist Potion, although it might save me 18 health, potentially. I'm not convinced that it will. And it might only be 13 because of Iron Wave. Bust does more damage than Strike over 2 turns. Let's see. Next turn, our best damage is going to be 13, 9, 9. It's 31. Still won't kill. Although perhaps the conclusion from that is that I shouldn't play the Combust. We can just save 2 health. I think that is the conclusion. Probably 3 health. I should be able to kill on this turn. We only need 1 more strike. Good enough. Okay, so we saved the Combust health there. That's kind of nice. Get a Speed Potion, which is very good with the Souvenir. We get an Ink Bottle for additional card draw. And we get a Flex. Or a True Grit. But I am thinking this deck wants a Flex. Because Flex with Souvenir does some cool stuff. Shame there's a rare card I just have to ignore here. But does it want to be upgraded or not? Yes, we want to upgrade that Flex immediately. That becomes our first upgrade. Just take them both. I would love to take all 3 here. I really would. Really would. Don't understand the Souvenir plus Flex combo? Just watch. I'll show you. It might not be immediately obvious because the way Flex works is a little weird. Flex gives you... It says gain 4 strength. At the end of this turn, lose 4 strength. And the second sentence on this card, at the end of the turn, lose 4 strength, that's a debuff. So if we play Flex, what happens is we gain 4 strength and we lose the artifact. We don't lose the strength at the end of the turn. We just keep it. So now we strong. We very strong. Yeah, so it's 0 mana plus 4 strength when combined with our starting artifact. That's pretty sweet. Unfortunately, this opening hand is kind of garbage. A total waste of the energy from Ancient Tea Set. Oh well. I don't think I want to use either of these potions. Well, I might use the Speed Potion if it saves me a bunch of health on a subsequent turn, like this one. Although it won't, because I'm going to play Headbutt, Strike, Combust. Take 10. Headbutt the Iron Wave. That'll put a relatively swift end to the fight from here. Trader Bottle strikes again. Or does it? Oh, very cool. Tungsten Rod. Whenever you would lose health, lose 1 less. So that means Combust no longer costs hit points. It's just 7 damage to all enemies every turn. Oh, and there's an offering here. Would Combust still proc Rupture? No, which is why we should look at this card award and see if there is a Rupture here before we click on the Tungsten Rod. But we're definitely going to do that. We're also going to take the offering here. decent True Grit, but offering with Tungsten Rod, so good. It's only 5 hit points. And I think I'll just leave this Ancient Potion on the ground. So we should be able to upgrade once, maybe even twice more before the Guardian fight here. Would 2 Combust cost 2 health or still just 1? If you have multiple Combusts, they stack together. And they proc at the same time. So you would take 2 damage, which Tungsten Rod would reduce to 1. Tungsten Rod will also help a lot against Guardian, it's true. Could go Ancient Pot, Cultist Pot. I'm happy to use 1 potion to get through the Guardian more cleanly here. Although I'm wondering if the Speed Pot would be really helpful. We could do Speed Pot, Ancient Pot. Maybe the Ancient Potion is better than the Cultist Potion, because we can flex a second time. Let's assume that. And what am I upgrading here? I actually think Iron Wave is half decent for +2/+2. We can get 1 more card draw out of Pommel Strike. We can preemptively make Dark Embrace cheap. Can make Offering draw more cards. Could even upgrade Bash. Although I'm not a huge fan of that. Pommel feels very reasonable. Again, I do like the Iron Wave upgrade quite a bit. That's that upgrade for Act 2 that I was talking about before we started the run. Having 1 upgraded block card can make such a big difference in that act. It's easy to underestimate that +2. I'm going to upgrade the Iron Wave. I like it. The Flexening. Currently, I'm taking 5. I bet if I can just do Defend Headbutt Offering, and then I guaranteed don't take any more. Guess I didn't even need to Offering upon review. Don't worry about it. Armaments is not bad. Armaments can upgrade other cards in our hand and is very good when you've got lots of card draw, especially card draw like Offering. And it's another block card going into the Guardian. I'm going to grab an Armaments just for safety here. And we shouldn't need too many more cards, or really any more cards. I see. Save 5 with the Speed Potion right now. Which is definitely tempting. I'm going to do that. 50% chance to get a new potion before Guardian. Just using the Ancient Potion should be enough to get through Guardian. Like that I have to play Offering there. We do get another potion, an attack potion. We do get offered another flex. There's also Heavy Blade to go with the flex and the permanent strength. But what about True Grit? Exhaust a card. What about True Grit? I think that makes us a lot better going into the Guardian fight. We should be able to upgrade either the True Grit or the Offering here. Or the armaments here, rather. I like the True Grit upgrade. Let's grab True Grit here. I'm going to upgrade it, and I'm going to plan on using the Ancient Potion during the Guardian fight. It's the block. Second flex. Or maybe using the Attack Potion to transform if we fail to do that appropriately here. And this is a pretty bad turn 1. That said, just having 7 damage per turn every turn in a fight as long as the Guardian is going to add up massively. That's a pretty good turn, too. Just bash a second time, then you've got 4 turns of Vuln. I dig that. Take 0. Don't take very much here. We might actually not need either of these potions, looking at how this is going. Upgrade the bash for next time we see it. Take True Grit for next turn. GP Maze, thanks for the Prime sub. Welcome to the Cozy Sub Club. Alright, now I can play the Dark Embrace, actually. I like that. Good. I'm a little afraid of next turn. We take 7 here, go to 13. No, we're fine, we're fine. Yeah, we don't need to use either potion. So we double block, we're okay. We do have to kill it quick then, though. In fact, I can headbutt True Grit here. I should delete this defend, because now we need to go all offense. I only take 4 now. I also put bash on the bottom. It's questionable. Looks like we're good, though. Let's actually not play any cards here. So that I can go flex, headbutt, strike plus, pummel strike, and win. GG, we're out of Act 1. We are offered a Reaper. We're also offered a Fiendfire and a Bludgeon. That seems like a pretty good Reaper, honestly. With the whole offering flex thing. Fiendfire, Dark Embrace, also very strong for similar reasons. Actually, completely valid. Did you know that I play games other than Slay the Spire? It's true. Catch me over on Baalorlord Plays for card games, RPGs, strategy games, and more. Grab Fiendfire, get Necro! Exclamation point empty. Is Flex enough for Reaper? I think with this souvenir, this Flex will be enough. And we'd take more strength sources, more happily with the Reaper. Fiendfire does let us kill Act 2 threats a bit more quickly. Currently, we don't do that much damage, which is a little concerning. Only Dorian, thanks for the Prime sub. Welcome to the Cozy Sub Club. Yeah, exactly. It's enough of a start to take Reaper. I wouldn't say it's enough to make Reaper, like, really good. And I'll keep the current potions. And somebody was saying, having the Reaper makes Dripper free. So we can take an easy 4 energy per turn with Coffee Dripper, rather than having to think about sacrificing gold for Ectoplasm with Courier, no thank you. Or not having energy during the regular fights with Reaper, no thank you. So I think Coffee Dripper is great here. We gain energy every turn. We no longer rest at rest sites. And we are going to heal for a ton during combat. How bold do we feel? Can we handle these elites? I don't know, which makes me a little concerned. Camo-san, thanks for the Prime sub. Welcome to the Cozy Sub Club. Do we hunt for Necro? I probably wouldn't. A couple of events is a good idea. Left side's definitely friendlier, but is it going to get us power? I'm not sure. Is Dripper always automatically viable with Clad's starting relic? Sometimes your Clad run really wants to be able to rest to survive. I wouldn't say Burning Blood is automatically enough. No. The left side is friendlier. No, Striker Ninja, but you should note that it's a 40% chance to encounter the muggers, which is probably why it feels like it always happens. Uh, 40% for your first 2 encounters, that is. So 40% of runs will meet them. I feel sufficiently confident. I don't know if I should be confident, but I do feel confident. Excellent. Get freaking destroyed. You stinky birds. And they're going again. Bring it on, nerds. Foolish. And just like that, we're at full HP. And we have a feel no pain. Feels good. Feels very good. Get wrecked, stupid birds. So yeah, when do we hunt for the Necronomicon, says Faley. I guess it just shows up for us. So we're super going to click on this. One, we get a big discount. Normally, you've got to pay 21 hit points for the Cryptic Tome here to get one of 3 book relics. We only have to pay 17. We get a discount of 4 via Tungsten Rod, which does apply during events here. Two, there are 3 different options for the book relic, and all of them are very good. Necronomicon would double our first 2-cost attack each turn, which would include a Reaper. Enchilada would give us a free power on turn 1, which is just really good. Especially if it's Berserk, we can just play it for free. And there's also Nilri's Codex, which is, well, pretty broken as well. Nilri's is the one that lets us choose from 3 cards each turn, but that ain't happening because Phaley summoned the Necronomicon, and something that I thought was exceedingly unlikely to happen instantly happens. And now we double our first 2-cost attack each turn. Yeah, we just need blue candle for some really silly shenanigans. 1 blue candle away from greatness, they say. But my face, I say. Might just attack potion here. I'm definitely going to attack potion. You're super dead. Which one of these does enough damage? This is 28, goes to 42. That's enough. 39, rather. Still enough. Alright, we kill that nerd instantly, because heck that guy. Give me a Havoc instead. Question mark. Havoc break anything? I don't think so. Havoc actually seems pretty cool, especially with Headbutt. And I like that it is 2 card plays, because that means we get 2 draws off, or 2/10 of a draw off of the ink bottle. Is Sentinel takeable with a couple of exhaust powers? Sort of. Sentinel is sort of takeable there. Wouldn't call it particularly good. No confusion for me. Although maybe I wanted to be confused. Have you ever thought of that, Snack? If I want to be confused, huh? I don't trust this fight, so I'm going to play Offering here. There is no escape from this curse. I said there's no escape. Being able to exhaust the Necronomic Curse over and over again can actually be a good thing. So there's a couple potential uses for that. Brutality. At the start of your turn, lose 1 health and draw 1 card. AKA, draw 1 card for free. Seems good. I like my health and I like my potions, so let's not take another combat if we could avoid it here. Let's just go into an elite fight. Stop. Face. Let me touch. Maybe trade. We can let this creepy individual touch our face. We'll lose 6 health and gain 50 gold, or we can trade our face to them to get potentially a good upside. Although in this current situation, I am actually liking taking the money, as I do have a shop that I'm planning on going to. One of the faces we could get would be the Gremlin Visage, which would, I believe, consume the souvenir on turn 1. That would be quite bad. Just gonna touch. Give me the money. And now we have to deal with Gremlin Leader, which is not so easily done. A deck spot in this fight. Having Combust in play will make this a lot easier, though. I'm not too afraid. Take 4 here. Good. Okay, this looks like a pretty good Gremlin Leader fight, actually. We can headbutt strike if I want to get rid of it. Wish you would summon more so I could double Reaper to heal for a bunch. Good. Okay, you're dead. I think Ink Bottle next turn. Okay, double Reaper here is unfortunate. Let's make that Dark Embrace playable. Full bash. Double bash again. Unfortunately, we're out of time to wait for a better Reaper, so I'm going to have to Reaper now. I will upgrade it before I duplicate it, so we can heal for as much as possible. It's actually 13 by 2, which does take us all the way to full, actually. And then I would like to have my Pummel Strike next turn so that we can get the kill. We get to leave this fight at full HP. That's very good. That's very good. Backing up the ink bottle at the end there. Get a tiny chest. Every fourth question mark room is a treasure room. That might give us another treasure room in Act 3, but whatever. We're offered a Shockwave Plus. Sure. I mean, yes, of course. This card is generally worth taking the first time you see it, even if it's not upgraded. This is just a blessing from the Spire here. Thank you. The Sentinel Plus, also well worth considering. If there weren't a Shockwave here, I might click on this. But because there's a Shockwave here, I'm not even going to think about Sentinel. Because it is not good enough compared to Shockwave. Can upgrade any card we wish. I like the Offering upgrade. I like the Dark Embrace upgrade. Let's do Offering next. Get our card draw into the stratosphere here. And our second elite will be the Three Slavers. With a pretty underwhelming turn 1, although we do get one card off the ink bottle that we should not ignore. We are going to take 19 damage here, which is a bit unfortunate. We do get bonus draw, and we have AoE damage down at least. Here's double bash. Okay, that's a little bit better. Only a little bit, though. And I can just KO the red guy with double bash, right? That's probably our best line. Although another possibility here is to use the Ancient Potion and just block both debuffs. I could play Shockwave and we could try to double Reaper. Get all of our health back. I kind of dig that. Let's go Feel No Pain, Shockwave. And one strike. Block the vulnerable here. There's my Reaper flex. Hell yeah, let's go. easy game. And then we want to play the offering just so we can up the ink bottle here. We don't need any of these cards. But we get to full health anyway. Got a question card for more options from card rewards. Definitely welcome here. Sentinel is back a third time. There's also an Evolve to maybe consider, although I don't think we need Evolve. Sentinel is okay. I'll take one Sentinel here. And I'm feeling like this path is even better than we anticipated originally. We could even think about going Burning Elite here, actually. We get an extra rest site out of the deal as well. Although we have no potions, which is a little scary. Could be Gremlin Leader again. Super Gremlin Leader could definitely ruin our day. No, I'm kind of afraid of Super Gremlin Leader. Ligero, thank you so much for the Prime sub and the 6 months of support. Never seen Act 2 Burning Elite gone wrong? Surely not, right? It's never gone wrong before. 70 more gold. We're going to have a good time at the shop. Do I want an ornamental fan? Yes, because with Necronomicon, it's actually very easy to play 3 attacks in 1 turn. Immediate payoff, too. Well, not really. Ow. Has to be double bash. Sure. Well, not actually necessarily. We have shockwave. Although I'll do way more damage if I double bash here. And then next turn is a weak turn. Guess I can do Dark Embrace. Very good Havoc Reaper. Notably, the Necronomicon still goes off if you play it for free with the Havoc. That's pretty cool. Very good Book of Stabbing fight. Now we can think about Heavy Blade. Actually, sorry, when I say think about Heavy Blade, I mean Heavy Blade is freaking awesome with Necronomicon. Get in here. Heavy Blade slaps. We also get armaments upgraded with the War Paint, which is very cool. Well, at least I'm not frail. I guess. The flexioning. Get bonked, lady. Aha, more strength. Spot weakness. There's also a second flex, a second feel no pain as well. But this deck wants the spot weakness. We want another way to get strength, especially if our artifact has to do something other than block flex. Perfect card here. Now that we have the heavy blade, we're also very committed to strength. We could also take a freaking brimstone to gain 2 strength per turn, which would absolutely cause heavy blade to slap so hard, along with everything else. Definitely makes our heart fight a little bit scarier in the long run, but holy moly, that's powerful. Yeah, shame about that limit break. Immolate also looks pretty good. Gremlin Horn also looks pretty good. Pen Nib's pretty okay. Although I think it'll be overkill with Brimstone. I think we're 3 for 3 on Brimstones in the streak attempts so far. Let's see if we can go 4 for 4. Brimstone non-believers must learn. So do I want the Horn or the Pen Nib also? The Gremlin Horn will make our life a lot easier on the way to Act 4, but notably doesn't make Act 4 any easier, which I'm a little worried about. Getting max health for being scared of heart is a pretty decent idea. The strawberry and or fruit juice are decent. Gremlin Horn does so good right now, though. It does make Reptomancer much easier. I'll buy it, even if maybe I shouldn't. Potion Belt would have been very good. That I would have bought in an instant. Don't need another potion right now. Apparitions, huh? Lose lots of max health, but gain 3 turns of being invulnerable. Definitely worse with the Reaper. It's nice that with the Tungsten Rod, we're totally invulnerable while intangible, but when we're not intangible, we're very... I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. Hold the power of strength. It's bonking time. Obliterated. And I'm going to upgrade that heavy blade. As this card is our win card, basically. No card in the deck does as much damage as this one. How often do I consider a future possible Snecka when choosing an energy upgrade? Usually only in Act 1. Do I care at all? Yeah, I usually don't care outside of Act 1. I think how I want this to go here. We could headbutt Havoc the Reaper here, which would do 14 damage twice. Is that correct? Yeah, 14 damage twice, which would kill this one. So that does make my life easier enough. Let's do that. And then double Gremlin Horn activates. And we heal for a ton. then I'm pretty sure next turn Heavy Blade is actually just going to kill the Collector here. Yeah. GG. That was a little one-sided. Feed, here to give us max health, or Barricade to allow us to retain block. Both of these are fine. I think we probably want the feed. Might be a little difficult to land feed because our Heavy Blade does so much damage. Could take another Reaper. Second Reaper's not a terrible idea, actually. I've definitely done the over-reliant on one Reaper thing before, and it did not work out. It's definitely a bit late for feed, but this could still easily be 30 to 40 max health. I'm going to grab feed here. Oh, well, that makes it a lot easier. Runic Pyramid. No longer discard your hand each turn. That means we can upgraded feed on pretty much whatever we want with Arma feed. Means we don't really care about not having Barricade either. Could instead go with Runic Dome. Runic Dome, Brimstone, very scary. Very scary. Or Pandora's Box to transform 8 cards. That could be pretty good, getting transforms, but I really like this Runic Pyramid for allowing us to retain our hand from turn to turn. We can wait on Reaper until it's super powered. We can wait on Feed until it kills something. And our path isn't even that bad with the Burning Elite, which is very nice. Our third question mark will contain a chest, so there's a treasure chest here. Any chest. And these are the same path. Okay, yeah, so we don't have much choice here. Pyramid with Necronomic Curse is very, or with Necronomicon in general is very cool, very powerful. That is some damage, good lord. Okay, upgraded feed might have been ambitious, actually. I guess I'll just eat you regular style. Second armaments would make it a bit easier. Let's do that. And I have Courier, huh? I only have one card that can delete something in my hand. We don't have to fight that first elite, though. I'm considering taking the 999 gold here. Seems like a kind of bad idea when I could just fight a boss, feed on them, gain a rare relic. Yeah, we have 2 shops close. On the far side of a superpowered Reptomancer is close, right? That counts as close? Very close. We did dual wield or anything here. Gotta be a little careful. Against this Limbo. I don't think I'm gonna play Combust, for example. That'll kill it next turn. So I have to not. Strength. Gaining too much strength. Blue. That's pretty funny, actually. Both armaments on the bottom, making the feed as hard as possible to get to. Get Charon's Ashes. Every time we exhaust a card, we'll deal 3 damage to every enemy. That's pretty good. Rupture is here, but it's too late. Totally hate a Battle Trance. The Battle Trance. Does make feeding even harder, or perhaps even easier. How's that for a turn 1? How's this for a turn 2? I don't like this. Help. No, it's fine. We're fine. I'll just heal it all back. Tasty. One more Heavy Blade for the road. Second Heavy Blade really locks us in as an almighty, all-powerful, kill-him-quick deck. Knock yourself out. Afraid that might hit feed directly. Glad it didn't. Play flex. Second wind. Exhaust all non-attack cards in your hand, gaining block for each one. The ultimate answer to hand clog. And we always have at least Necronomicers to generate block with this, too. I like it. Take that Iron Wave back, I guess. Whoa, careful. Rest on play. Both Armas in the discard pile. I did that to myself. See what I can do, but it might be tricky. Too many attacks here. Yeah, I think we just have to eat now. Alright, fair enough. +3. Seems fine. Hummel looks pretty good. It does say exhaust on it. I don't know that we need it, though. I've already got 2 heavy blades. Let's skip. Let's skip here. There's a reasonable time for block potion. So is right now, looks like. Yeah, so is right now. Kill. Very uncooperative, these armaments. What gives? Dual wield plus. Choose an attack or power card to make copies of. More Reapers, more Feel No Pains, more Feeds. Whatever it is that we need, dual wield can give it to us. I like that quite a lot. Dual wield feed for Awakened One, for example. Waffle is some more hit points. Certainly don't need 2 brutalities. By the waffle. Delicious. We'd have 103 max health. I think I'll save money for the final shop, given that we have career, unless I think I want to double remove, which is not a bad idea. Actually, double remove sounds really good. Okay, fine. Now we fight the Burning Elite. It is a Reptomancer. And this is partially why we bought Gremlin Horn, was to make this fight specifically less miserable. 7 regeneration on Repto here. The regen is, I think, is 357. That sounds right. Yeah, that made life a lot easier. Still taking some damage here, but not too bad. The boot. The boot. Self-forming clay is here. Whenever we lose health, gain 3 block next turn. Tungsten Rod makes that a little iffy. I do like it against Heart. We are allowed to take this relic. Normally we have to take the blue key, but we are going to get another chest with tiny chest here, so we can take this relic if we wish to. It works on Beat of Death. Give me that. Blue candle in the next one. That would be unfortunately very fitting. Do I dual wield brutality? I don't think so. I'm gonna bonk you. Excuse me. No one said you could do that. Art of War, if we play no attacks on our turn, we'll gain additional energy on the following turn. I like that quite a lot. Makes me want a Flame Barrier. Be a good block against Hearts. Although, Shrug It Off is also very tempting. Do Shrug instead. Double Fire would be 2 more upgrades. Upgrade the other Heavy Blade. Upgrade Dark Embrace. Those are fine. Heavy Blade, Dark Embrace. Let's do Dark Embrace first. It's Transient. Although if any deck can feed on Transient, it's going to be this one. It's going to be this one. Bonk. Play Arma, spot weakness, double Heavy Blade here. Does 250 damage. Wow, that's close. I'm somewhat tempted to distill the chaos here, as there's a vague chance it would actually let me get the feed here. Let's do it. I need this potion. No, we didn't hit any attacks, unfortunately, so we did not get there. That was really close to being a successful feed. Good try. We do get a potion back, so no biggie. And one more shrug for the road. I think 2 heavy blades is plenty. All right, as we go into the end bosses here, we're in very good shape overall. $111 max health is plenty here. Would like to multi-feed. Could feed up to 3 times. Okay. See if we can make that happen. If not, I can always reaper. Good. Flex, get rid of that. It's a little scary. There we go. Heal the bird. There's one. Caw. YOLO. Perfect, I think. I see Dark Embrace was at the bottom. Let's just do this. There's Dark Embrace. Now I can't do the thing. We'll miss a little bit of max health on this one. That just seems reasonable. And I guess I won't play the Dark Embrace. That's also fine. Okay, so we get 11 max health from this fight, which is very good. Great fight. Delicious and nutritious. Next up, some escargot via the time eater. Company. Is Inserter the only character-specific relic that counts turns? Asks chat. I think so. Good question. I think it is the only one. After Havoc? Alright. Glad that worked out. the strength. Can always get our health back. It's okay to be on 11 here. Just gonna headbutt Arma. And then we can do whatever. Neat. Delicious. Delicious. Two thump, a deep pulsing dread can be felt throughout the room. Is this the heart of the spire, the source of the evil? You ready your blade, dealing 24 damage. And a dad joke for the crowd, courtesy of Virtual 256. Why does the Ironclad like wearing a 10-gallon hat? Because of the huge brimstone. No refunds. Marsim, by the way, thanks for the Prime sub. And Ildris also thanks for the Prime sub. Welcome both of you to the Cozy Sub Club. I'm going to upgrade Feel No Pain. And our final shop contains Exhume. Get back any card from the exhaust pile, including Reaper, Offering, Feed, or more. Could also take Boat Thingy for turn 1 block. We could get even more strength in the elite fights. Or we could just remove a card. Or we could buy another Offering. I'm going to do that, actually. Instead of removing a card, I'm going to buy Offering. And we could swap Regen Pot for Dexterity or Speed Potion. I'm pretty happy with what we have here. Onwards and upwards. Kind of a spooky turn 1, though. Ooh, I like that, actually. Busted Exhume? I'm going to Exhume Offering. Although I might want to do that next turn. Kind of unclear, actually. Yeah, let's do it now. So we can second win the birds next turn if we want to. Seems fine. Feed is here. Oh. Oh, wow. What a draw off the ink bottle. Thank you. Perfect block. The power. I guess I'll dual wield feed here. Though it would have been nice to get the kill on the shield. Currently we have Art of War for next turn. Let's keep that. It's too much damage. There we go. Delicious. We have 134 max health now, as well as a toy ornithopter, and a third copy of Offering as we go into the heart fight. I like the last cards we added here. Exhume Offering is quite the last minute addition here. I think we'll skip the strength pot, go regen potion, power potion. Yeah, so did we get good value from that one copy of feed at the end of Act 2? We sure did. We went from 75 max health to 134, although some of that was Lee's Waffle. The health world record. No official record for that I've seen. Theoretically, you can get unlimited max health using Infinite Money combo, Nightmare plus Wish, and then Courier. To restock the shop can allow for unlimited max HP, which is kind of ridiculous. We did a seeded run getting 453 max, which was very cool. That was a long, long time ago. Was the waffle for fun? It was mostly for fun, to increase our threshold against Act 3. Or against Act 4 in the heart, excuse me. We didn't need it for Act 3. Promising turn 1. Am I going to power pot right now? Blocking vulnerable seems like a good idea. Yeah, I think it's better to power pot now. Although we should play the Brutality Dark Embrace first. Take damage, get blocked next turn, then drink this. Evolve is good. We could take Berserk and play it for more energy. Actually, I don't think we want Evolve. I have so much card draw. So maybe I do take Berserk. Means we're still vulnerable in the first part of the heart cycle here, which is definitely spooky. But I do like that extra energy. Rapture would gain us a little bit of strength off the offerings. It's not very helpful, though. We'll Berserk here. 6 by 15. Okay, maybe that's a little scary. Just a bit. Okay, maybe that's extremely scary. Did not get very helpful card draws here, unfortunately. But I do have more health than this. We get a ton of free block on this turn, thanks to the Self-forming clay, so it's not that bad. 72, by the way. Holy moly, that number's big. Spooky. Yeah, we just want to make sure we keep the dual wield for Reaper. That's correct. And we want to make sure we apply lots of vulnerable, too. Get rid of Sentinel now? Doesn't feel useful yet. To get rid of, that is. Could also dual wield the Feel No Pain Plus. Just a thought. I can headbutt the dual wield. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, why not both, indeed. Why not both? Okay, gotta play Shockwave now. Want this to be Feel No Pain, Shockwave, Double Heavy Blade, cap damage. We need to start doing damage at every opportunity. Actually, we should Double Heavy Blade before we Shockwave. That way I get more self-forming clay block. Just a little bit. Alright, this one's still only 6x15. That feels good. I can't trust Havoc right now. Yeah, it's the same because the heart is now weak and we're no longer vulnerable. Although the heart has more strength. Alright, I'm going to second wind all this. We lose Exhume. That's a little sad, but not that sad. What the actual heck, Headbutt? Seriously? That's why not both. That's right. We actually can pull this off, though. It's going to require me to short myself some damage this turn. I think that's probably fine. Actually, no, we don't need to. No, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We should finish putting the heart below. We need to put it below 400 here. They'll play feet to do that. We don't need both. We do not need both. The heaviest blade of all time. GG. Get blopped, sir. GG. Mark another W for Brimstone. If you enjoyed that video, watch this one next. And don't forget to check out Baalorlord Plays for variety content. Click the blue Baalor icon to subscribe.